Used to play in my society where we used to play every Sunday in the park downstairs. So that's how it all started, tennis ball cricket, and I used to watch a lot of matches, Indian team matches, and watch Sachin Tendulkar play on TV. So that used to really inspire me a lot, and I just used to watch every game of cricket, no matter what, especially India games, but any other cricket match also I used to watch and learn from it. And then finally I decided that I wanted to join an academy, and my father got me into an academy about 12 years back, and I was really happy that he actually got me into the academy, and he supported what I wanted to do. So that's how it all began. I mean, I started practicing there, and I just started enjoying it a lot. I just wanted to be on the field like most of the time, and it was just a fun experience to actually switch from tennis ball cricket to actually go and practice some real cricket in that academy. I used to like competing with the senior players. So the first day I went into the academy, there were like a bunch of really small kids where I didn't want to go, and there was a batch of senior players who were warming up on the other side, and there was a short guy in that batch. So I thought, if he can be there, why not just go in that batch? And my coach had to tell me that I cannot, just come in and warm up with this batch. I have to start with the junior batch. So this was one experience that I remember on my first day of the academy. Then I started practicing with the junior batch, and after a year and a half or 2 years, my coach shifted me to the senior batch, and I started playing there, and it was difficult. It was a learning experience for me. I used to have a lot of problems adjusting to the quicker bowlers, the senior guys, and that shows that I've built a strong bond with them. I always used to watch Sachin Tendulkar bat on TV, and he's always been a special inspiration, in terms of winning so many matches for India, and batting like the way he has in pressure situations. It really, it used to give me goosebumps, watching him bat and winning matches for India. I can't forget those 2 matches in Sharjah. Even if I think back on those matches now, I mean, they're as fresh and as exciting as ever. And he's one man who's been an impact as far as me wanting to become an Indian cricketer is concerned. And there were other players as well in the Indian team, but Sachin Tendulkar always used to be the one that I looked up to, and not emulate, but I used to take inspiration from his batting, how to win matches, and how to just handle so much pressure and still be able to perform. So that was a great learning for any young cricketer at that point of time, and I didn't miss any match of his in the last 10 years, I guess. And it's just been special to have met him as well after that, and to be able to play with him as well. So I think I've been lucky doing that, and he's one guy who's been my inspiration throughout. I've never done anything special as in terms of speech, except for that under-19 final. In all the other matches, I've just told the bowlers and batsmen to just stick to their basics, and to believe in their abilities, as I said, and just to execute the same things that they do in the nets. Just try to execute that. Just be patient. Let the other people do the mistakes, and just stick to your own task. And leaving that one World Cup match where the rain interrupted play, and we were going back into the field again. The South Africa team was 17 for 3, and that's when I actually got the guys together and told them this could be the match of our lives, and if we give a good effort, then we could probably make history. I've always maintained that's probably been the turning point in all the players' lives that were involved in that World Cup, because firstly we were lucky enough that the World Cup was aired on TV, and everyone at home was watching, and no one really paid attention to the under-19 World Cup till we started winning, and obviously we won all the matches, but after we reached the quarterfinals, that's when people started having a bit of interest. and we had in mind that people are watching back home, and if we could pull this one off, it'll be really good for all of us. And it's made a huge difference to all of us who played in that World Cup. A lot of players got into the Ranji team. Almost everyone got an IPL contract after that, and which was a really good exposure for all of us, because to be able to play at that kind of level from under 19 was a big boost in confidence for every single one of us. And I personally really cherish that moment, because as captain I was able to have a memory that we won the World Cup under my captaincy. So it was really special for me as well, and every player that was in the team involved in that World Cup. Honestly, the first season wasn't that good for me, apart from the 90 runs I scored against Karnataka, and I used to get starts like 40, 45 and get out. So it was probably a learning curve for me, and I'm happy the way things turned out, because I really decided to learn a lot after that season, and next season I scored 200s and 150. So that really helped me improve my eagerness to actually learn from the first season and to come back in the second season as an improved player, which is always challenging for a batsman, because first season it's comparatively easy because you're new, people don't know your strengths and weaknesses, but second season they have analyzed you and they have plans for you, so it's more challenging. And to be able to do well in the second season, it always gives you a lot of satisfaction. So I'm happy that first season it was an average season for me, but that really urged me to learn in the next season and come back stronger. And I've always looked to score big runs in every first class game I've played, and I've always just tried to put the team in a good position, because whenever I've been on the crease for long, I've always tried to score quickly, so the team gets into a good situation to get the second team out twice. So that's always been my motive, and I've always been looking to improve every first class innings I've played for Delhi. I remember it was the game against New Zealand, and Ajinkya, who was the opener at that time for the team, he didn't have a few great matches, so they asked me if I would open, if I'm good to open. So I told them yes, I'm fine with opening, and they made me open in that match. And we were batting second, and luckily Mr. Dilip Venksagar, who was the selector at that time, he came into the second half only when we were gonna bat. So I went in to open with Shikhar, and I remember I was very nervous in that match. I inside edged a full toss. The first ball that I faced in the match, I inside edged it to fine leg for a four, and that's when I knew it was probably my day. And I went on to score 120 not out, and we were chasing, and he was present there. So it was really lucky for me that he was there to see that knock, and it came at the right time, and I scored another 65 in the next match. So that gave me a lot of confidence, that boosted a lot of confidence from there on, and I got a chance to play in the Sri Lanka series as well after that. So I can say I was lucky enough that he came to see that match, and especially in the second half when I was going to bat. Our team was going to bat. So it all just turned out to be a perfect scenario for me, and luckily I was able to score some runs as well. So it was a really mixed kind of tournament for me, but it ended on a high note. When I came back home, I was just happy that I finished a good tournament and I was probably back into form. And the selection call came as a pleasant surprise for me, honestly speaking. And I was really, probably surprised and very happy as well at the same time, because I didn't expect it at all. I was just watching the news and sitting at home, and suddenly it came up, and everyone got so excited at home, and started getting calls and relatives coming home and all that stuff. So it was a very special moment for me and my family, because that's one thing I dreamt of as a child, as a cricketer, growing up, that I want to play for India one day, and that happened on that day. I got a call. So it was a really special day for me, and I can still remember how excited my family and my relatives were. So it was a great moment for me. When I went to Sri Lanka, obviously I was just looking to learn from the senior players, and I didn't have anything in mind that I'll get to play a match at all, because it was a full strength side. And I remember the day before the practice of the first match, Viru Bhai was fielding on the boundary and he twisted his ankle stepping on the rope. So Dhoni Bhai came up to me and he asked me, will you open? And I told him yes, I will open, because I wanted to play. And he made me open. I scored 12 in my debut match. It wasn't a great outing because I was really nervous, facing Chaminda Was, really experienced customer, and Kulasekara as well. He was a very good bowler. And obviously I was nervous, and I didn't have much idea of opening at that level. Obviously it was first time for me, so I was just trying to adapt to it, and it didn't turn out well for me. But the second game I scored 40 odd runs. I scored 37 actually in a low scoring game. And I remember I read Mendes pretty well in that match, and it was a big boost for me because he was really bowling well at that point of time, and I was really concentrating hard in picking his deliveries up, and I was able to play him well, so that gave me a lot of confidence. And we went on to win that match, and I personally feel I was hitting the ball the best in the third match. When I scored 25 odd runs, I had about 5 boundaries in that, and I got run out, and I was so disappointed with myself because I had a feeling that I could actually get some runs in this match and probably get a bigger score, but I made a wrong call and I got run out, so I was really disappointed with myself. And the fourth match I got my first ODI 50, which was really special for me. I decided to continue from where I was picking up in the first 3 matches, and it happened. I scored 54 in that match. I was really happy to have scored my first ODI 50, and special moment for me obviously in my first series as well. And the last match, obviously we didn't score that many runs, and I got 32 in that game, and I was hitting the ball quite decently in that game as well. So all in all, it was a good series for me, because I was opening for the first time in my life, and at such a big level, and it was a different experience, and I tried to adopt to it as much as I could, and we turned out to win that series. And it was after say 25 years that we won a series in Sri Lanka, a one-day series. So it was a really special moment for all of us, and it was historical, and I was able to play a small part in it, so I was really happy about it. It was again a really special day for me. As a child, you firstly dream to play for India, and then you dream that one day you get 100 for your team, Team India and your country. And I remember before that game, we were warming up, and Gary came up to me and he told me that I think you should be ending your one-day career with 15 to 20 one-day hundreds. And I was really humbled by that comment and the confidence he gave me. And in that very match, I was able to notch up my first. So it was more, even more special because he showed faith in me. And then the reason why it was special was because we lost 2 early wickets, front on, and 2 big wickets, and I was really under a lot of pressure because it was a game where we could have won the series. And I just went into bat, just backed my abilities, and just started playing, and just started going up in confidence, and it just started coming off for me. I remember I hit 4 boundaries in 4 balls, and I didn't plan to hit a boundary every ball, but I was just able to execute them at that point of time. And even when I look back at it now, I was probably in a different space and a different mindset, because I was just looking to just play out firstly, but it all started coming off suddenly, and I was really enjoying that. And when I got that 100th run, I was really I was short of celebrations. I didn't know how to celebrate. I was so confused what to do, because I was firstly very happy, and secondly I didn't know how to celebrate, because I was just lost in so much of happiness. But yeah, it was indeed a very special moment for me. We went on to win the match, and the series. And obviously, Gautam Gambhir, he gave his Man of the Match award to me, which was a really special gesture by him, and I respect him for that. And it was all in all a very special match for me. To be honest, I didn't ever think about all this is gonna happen. I just when I came into the team, I just decided to learn as much as I could, and things started falling into place. Obviously, I was working hard on my game as well. Gary Kirsten, he really worked hard on my game as well with me, and I got the backing of the captain as well to bat at number 3, and they really backed me all the time, and that boosted my confidence a lot. I had a good run in Bangladesh before that, in the Sri Lanka series, and it carried on to the South Africa series and Zimbabwe as well. But after that, I didn't have 2 good series in Sri Lanka, and I was really low after that, and I regrouped myself. I decided to work harder and just correct the flaws, and then things started falling in place again. And I never really thought I would come into the top 10 of the rankings, and it happened, and it was really exciting for me because same, as a youngster, these ratings used to come on TV, and I used to look for the Indian batsmen who were there, and there always used to be 3 to 4 Indian batsmen in those 10. So I always used to dream that one day my stats would also appear in some rankings, and I would be shown in some rankings as well. So to be able to probably not achieve that, but to be able to know that you've come into the ranking is a special feeling. Obviously, I didn't aim for it. I didn't plan to come into the rankings, but things just fell into place, and it just happened, and it really made me happy, and I was really excited about it. I think the most special World Cup memories I have are from 2003 World Cup, where our team reached the finals, and we played some amazing cricket throughout, and the way Sachin Tendulkar batted in that series was really very special, and all the other players as well. Everyone, it was a young team, and everyone chipped in, and we really played as a team, and reached the finals. And I think they had a lot of faith in themselves, the whole team. So that was the World Cup that I have the fondest memories of, and solely because our team played really well, and everyone could see the dominance over the other teams. Obviously, we lost the finals, but it was a great series. It was a great tournament for the Indian team, and to be able to reach the finals and play such amazing cricket was a special memory for me. You have the best teams from all over the world. I mean, the best cricket playing nations coming in together for one tournament, and it's just the crown means that you are the best out of all of them. So that's what makes it really special, having all the countries in that tournament, and to be able to achieve to be able to win the World Cup out of that means you are the best. And it is that makes it really special. And the whole world is watching. I mean, the whole the cricket fans all over the world are really keen to follow the World Cup, and the amount of fan following, the amount of interest people have in a World Cup is immense, and it's huge. So I think it is the feeling and the reward that you are the best among all the countries that really makes World Cup special. And the name World Cup in itself is it's a huge thing, and obviously if the team who wins it obviously would really feel special about themselves. So that's what makes the World Cup really special. If I get in, I would be really happy, because that has always been a dream as well, to be part of the World Cup team. And I just can't express it much, but it's